So, David, we know how you feel about Mark Zuckerberg.
Yes, I guess I don't make that a secret, do I?
How about Microsoft? Shares up 29% so far this year. Is this because everybody's thrilled to see the back of Steve Ballmer, or because Satya Nadella is doing something right?
It's both. I mean, Ballmer certainly was not, someone that people were sorry to see leave, although I think he did some smart things there. But Satya has just done incredibly smart stuff. He's really sort of looked at Microsoft and said, what are our assets? What can we do uniquely well? Let's get rid of religion. Let's not think it has to all be Windows everywhere. And, putting their products
Excel
on other
iPad.
platforms. Yeah. iPad was one of the first things he did. Now, that did start under Ballmer, but he's really made it very clear that he's not religious. And Microsoft's been a religious company, and the religion was Windows, and that ended up hurting them in recent years. I also think, if you look at Microsoft, one of the things I was just thinking about, they have some really smart people there. Some of the most creative thinkers in tech work at Microsoft Research, like Jaron Lanier or Dana Boyd, and they're really tapping these people. And I think you're going to see Microsoft do more and more creative, out-of-the-box stuff. And Satya is a very creative thinker, and I think people there really love working for him, and that's a big thing.
So admitting you have a problem is the first step to recovery.
You better believe it, yeah.
But, one of what we've heard from Satya Nadella is we're going mobile and we're going cloud. And I feel like when I hear those words, I think, well, you don't really know what you're doing, but you know those two things are important.
Exactly.
No. They know what they're doing with cloud. Their cloud service, Azure, is super successful. I mean, they're up there with Google and Amazon as the three major competitors. IBM, a company you just mentioned, is not at their level.
Right.
Microsoft gets cloud. Ray Ozzie was there. He's the one that pushed them toward cloud a long time ago. And even though it took them a while to really put all the wood behind the arrow, as they say, I think they're there now, and they're a cloud-based company.
All right, so you mentioned IBM. I believe, by contrast, IBM is the worst or the second worst stock in the Dow year to date. What is Ginny Rometty doing wrong?
There's probably actually a little sexism there, to be honest, but I think Ginny Rometty has...
In the share price performance?
I think people don't... women CEOs have a harder time convincing Wall Street of anything. Look at Marissa Mayer. I honestly think there's sexism there. But I don't think IBM is a brilliant story of success either. They're a company that is so old, has been so deeply established in businesses that are changing so quickly that they have to change as quickly as the businesses in which they operate.
Why can't she just get up there and say, I want to be in mobile and I want to be in cloud?
Yeah.
Because
well, she has said, in fact, that she wants to be in cloud.
Let's face it, Microsoft may be a legacy company, but its legacy is more recent than IBM's, right? And that makes it harder. But IBM's still a services company primarily. It's very global. Its customers are super loyal. They spend unbelievable amounts of money. But I don't think the creativity has been shown that you've seen with somebody like Nadella.
So I would have added to your list John Chen of BlackBerry. I think BlackBerry actually did a really good job of figuring out what
John
they
Chen
had.
Is somebody I really admire, and I'm glad you mentioned him.
But they figured out what they had left after everything went pear-shaped. And what they had left was a security business. They had really good encrypted information. What does IBM have left?
Well, they have a great services business, which is huge, and services are lucrative. It's just not that sexy. Their hardware businesses are increasingly not where they're putting their emphasis, and that's still the way we view them historically. But by the way, BlackBerry, not only do they have security, not only are they putting out devices that people like now, but they also just kicked Microsoft out of the software for Ford cars. They have this thing called QNX, which is software that's in autos. It's very successful. There's a lot of secret hidden value in BlackBerry.
You said earlier that Satya Nadella is not a religious guy. Over at Apple.
Yeah.
Is Tim Cook a religious guy?
Well, he probably is a religious guy, but that's a religion that's gathering adherents. What can I say? I mean, I think Tim Cook this year really did.
But he did his first acquisition. He bought Beats.
Yeah, I thought that was a little weird. I mean, honestly, I would have bought Bose if I were.
I'm saying he went outside
from a quality
Apple.
point of view.
He wasn't just working within the Apple pantheon.
Yeah, but and I think that Apple did so well this year that you really have to banish your comparisons with Steve Jobs and just accept that Tim Cook is a spectacularly good CEO. And I think, the confidence he showed to admit he was gay, I mean, he's really out there in every way and leading a company brilliantly. And let's face it, I mean, we all have them I don't even have to ask you. I know you have them in your pockets.
No, it's true. It's just sitting right here on the desk. There's been a lot of loving on Tim Cook this year. I want to ask real quick about Dick Costolo. I feel bad for him because I feel like we talked about this a little bit earlier. I don't know whether he's a bad CEO or whether the platform just can't make money.
Yeah.
I don't know that either. But I think that he has failed to invigorate the brand. He has failed to clarify for the world why Twitter matters as much as its stock price at one point suggested that it should matter. And, you know, I think Twitter is still an untold story, and he's got to tell the story.
Just quickly, Travis Kalanick, Uber.
Well, I mean, Uber's an unbelievably impressive company, but they stumbled big time this year, and I think he will prove himself in 2015. Can he really right the ship ethically? Clearly, as a manager and as an operations guy, he's spectacular.